Hello everyone, it's Lottie from Enjoying the Journey, Cancer as a Lifestyle. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a wonderful Easter. We did here. I was working the whole weekend though, but on the weekends I tend to work overnight. So it didn't really interfere with the dinner. We still had a nice family dinner. Nothing big, just a small dinner. But the whole point was of getting together, right? So right here is my 100-day project for this year. I am late posting my strips on my Facebook page. So you guys gonna have to forgive me. I'm about 5-7 days behind, but I have been making them. I have them whole bunch of them. You see, I have them here. I've been using up whatever yarn I have, like my larger scrap size yarns to make them. This will be my blanket number 3. The first one, I've already showed it to you last time. I used my charcoal gray border for it. I like giving them a border, although I noticed not many mile a minute blankets actually have a border. But I do like putting a border on mine. And the second one that I did that's in the wash right now, and that's why I don't have it, but I'll show it to you when next time. I used a black border around it. These right here, there's a whole bunch of them. Doesn't look like it, but there's a whole bunch of them in here. And I am going to put together, and I'm thinking I have this really light pale gray, a whole bunch of it that I think I'm going to use that as a border on this, and I think it will look good. So here are my strips. I am going to post them, get caught up with them on my Facebook page. The link is down in the description if you want to follow that, to see, my progress on that. So this will be my blanket number 3. Now, this one right here, I really like this blanket. It's coming out blue, but it's teal. This is a really deep teal color. It's coming out quite blue, like an aqua. Look how big this blanket is. Pretty big. It covers the whole bed. And it's in the cluster stitch. Really like this stitch. If you like texture, like a lot of people like the texture, this is a nice blanket to do. Originally, I was going to do this in 4 colors for the my last month's challenge of the 4-color challenge, but this has taken me a long time. Doing the cluster stitch is just it uses up a lot of yarn for one thing, and it takes a while. It doesn't work up fast, okay? And I had some black, so I just did black, and I used it up and I did a border around it. It's basically like 3 rows of half double crochet all the way around. I was going to make it more ornate of a border, but I thought, this is more of a boy's blanket, I think. And I thought, so let them, I didn't want to make it too frilly. So yeah, I love it. I love it. I was actually just looked up, scrolled on YouTube and looked up, well, let me see what kind of blankets are out there. First one I see, I'll do that stitch. And it happened to be a Bag O Day. She did a blanket in this stitch. I forget what she was using, but I really like it. It's got a lot of texture. It's very nice. If you are one of those people who doesn't like to have any gaps in their work, one of my ministry ladies did not like gaps in any of her work. She wanted it to be nice and tight, and in fact she would crochet in smaller size hooks to get that look because she liked it nice and tight. So yeah, here's my blanket. I can't even get the whole thing in. Did really well. I like the way that looks. So now let's get on to the mandala, ladies and gentlemen. All right, the big headache of my the last week or so. So I can't even give you the whole picture of it. It is getting huge. I can't believe that there's so much more left to do on this thing when this thing is just getting huge. So this is what have we worked on here. We were working on part 10. And that's all I did. I know, so embarrassing, and it's actually curling. But I think this next part 11, which is I think like row 78 or something, is going to straighten out this curve because it's tending the curve right now. But this section right here was such a pain to do, you guys. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, look how beautiful that is, that section. But it was such a pain to work on, but only because It was not that it was hard to do. It was just hard to manage. You were using two strands of yarn at the same time. And even though it may not look it, but if you look close enough, well, maybe you can't see it that good, but you could see it on the back. Do you see? Because you're basically alternating between the two colors. So you're holding two colors, and in one stitch you put in color 1. Next stitch is color 2, then color 1, then color 2, and you keep doing that. Well, you know that you're holding your yarns and it's just tangling up like crazy, so you're moving that yarn so it doesn't get tangled up, and then the phone rings, or then you got to get up and put the laundry in, or somebody came over, or like I was interrupted the entire morning doing this thing, and it is such a pain to put it down, then pick it all up again, untangle the thing. It was just like, it took me all morning to work on this, and I felt better when I watched her tutorial, and she said the same thing. She was like, this took her hours to do too. It is just one of those things that if you're going to work on this mandala, I have realized that these, all these stitches, they're beautiful. It gives you that feeling that, hey, I can make these things, right? You try to challenge yourself that, can I make this ornate blanket? And, but it is so much detail in it, that I would just, like my next time around, it will be my third mandala that I have done. And I think I'm just going to do it more like only work on it when I have time to work on it. Like, you can't sit down because you have 30 minutes and work on this. It's just not enough. You want to finish your rows and you want to be uninterrupted. So I think that's the problem. I was really interrupted. It was so frustrating this time around. And I wanted to do so much more than what I did, and I didn't get, I feel like I did all this work and all this, this hours that was on it. And this is all I got to see. It's curling. This is all I have to show for it. But this next part, 11, we're going to be working on straightening out that curve, and it will be looking really good. And I think it's a lot easier, this part 11, which is I think row 78 and up. So yeah, there's my mandala, you guys. Here's my update. Oh, if I could just sit here and work on this only, that would be nice, because it's just, that would be my excuse. Sorry, I can't get up right now. Okay, I'm working on this, imagine. But anyway, here's my mandala. Give you that. It is quite large. I cannot imagine that there is, I think, how many more. I mean, good Lord, this is huge already. So anyway, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful week. Enjoy the beautiful sunshine. Spring is here, full force. Wonderful weather. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.